is where we're starting. I want you to underline the word estimate or estimate. And then we're going to have to tell if we're overestimating or underestimating. So here's how it's going to work. Okay, we're going to have to decide a number that we could round 29 to be. Just throw it out there.
30.
Okay, I agree. And 688, I think we're going to call that about 700. Okay, now here's where the cool part comes in. Just like I've been teaching you guys the past couple of days. The only difference today is we're not multiplying times ones anymore. We're going up a step. So I hope you remember your multiplication facts. So draw your rainbow from 3 to 7. And now here's what I would say to you guys too, because I know some of you in here don't know your multiplication facts. And to be honest, it's time. I don't teach multiplication facts in 5th grade. By the time you get to me, you're supposed to already know them. So if you don't know them, then you need to be honest with your parents and say, Mom, I need some extra help. Or you could get on multiplication.com at home and do it. And if ever you're done with my work in class, if you don't know your multiplication facts, I'm going to make you get on multiplication.com so you can do more multiplication. So right off the bat, you should know that 3 times 7 is 20. Yay. Now remember how we counted zeros yesterday? So here's a 0 over here in the 30, so put a dot there. And there's 2 zeros over here in the 700, so that means your answer would need 3 zeros. Cool, huh? All in our head. So 210, what do y'all want to call 210? Probably about 200? Yeah? What about 733? What do y'all want to call that? About 700? Okay. Now draw your rainbow. 7 times 2 is 14. And let's count zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. Now, we got to go back to 2. We forgot something. Because in the directions it said to tell if we're overestimating or underestimating. So on 29, how do we go from 20 to 30? Did we go over or did we go under?
Over.
What about 688 to 700? Did we go over or under? Over. So right here you need to put overestimate. But on number 3, the original number was 210 and we went to 200. So was that over or under? Under. And 733 down to 700 was under. So this needs to be under. Sometimes you overestimate, sometimes you underestimate.
What happens if you do one under and then...
That's a good question. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. I guess you put both. Okay, number 4. Let's just start going around the room and see. So, Brooklyn, when you see 43, what do you think is an easier number that would end in zeros? 40. Yep. Bentley, what about 108? What do you want to call 108, sister? 100? I agree. So now literally all you have to do is 4 times 1, which would be 4, and you got to count zeros. And please put dots in your zeros. It really does help. 1, 2, 3 zeros. Now did Brooklyn overestimate or underestimate? Under. And what did Bentley do? She undered as well. So there's your answer, underestimate. And you can just write under. So, Kaden, on number 5, what do you want to call 380?
400.
I think so too. Jake Lee, what about 690? 700? Mm-hmm. So now draw your rainbow from 4 to 7. And 4 times 7 is, oh, who knows this? Say it. 28. Oh, not very many people. That makes me sad. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. And did Bentley, Jake Lee, on 690 to 700, did she over or underestimate? Over. And Kaden went from 380 to 400, so that was over as well. Okay? Are y'all tracking with me?
Yeah.
Okay. Now that's the only ones you have to do the overestimating and underestimating on. The rest, you just write the answer.
Okay,
So let's just, yeah, you don't have to write the answer. I mean, you don't have to write over or under down here. You just write the answer. Okay? So Colin, pick one. 6 to 17. 12. Colin, when you see 790, what do you want to round that to in your head? 800? Okay, I agree. Luke, what about you? When you see 397, what are you thinking, bud? 400. I love it. So now all we have to do is the 8 times the 4. Ooh, who knows 8 times 4? What? 32. 36 is 9 times 4. 32 with, now let's count zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. 320,000. What? I've already asked you for something. I'm going around the room. Cooper, pick a number.
717.
You said 700. That's funny. Okay, 17. So Cooper, what do you want to call 854? Now this is a little tricky. Okay, so look at, because I had a lot of people last hour ask me this. Okay, Xander, watch. If that's 800, that orange chair is 800, Bentley, and that black teacher stand is 900. Are you tracking? Where would I be if I'm right in the middle? What number is right between 800 and 900? Just say it. 850. What number is this? 854. It's about right here. Don't you agree? But it's still over halfway. So what do you want to call it?
900.
Good. 900. Hope, what do you want to call 733?
800.
No, it hasn't made it to the halfway mark. What would the halfway mark be at 700 and 800? What's the halfway mark? 700 what? 50. Has that made it to 750?
No.
Watch me. I'm going to act it out. If I'm 750 right here, where would 733 be? Back here, wouldn't it? Quite a ways, actually. I'm quite a ways from the halfway mark, so I don't agree with making that 800. You still need about 15 more.
No, 17.
17, well, I said about. I was rounding. Okay, ooh, who knows their nines? 9 times 7 is 63. Good. With 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. 630,000. Give me a thumbs up if this is making sense. Okay, a couple more. Xander, pick one.
Eleven.
11. Xander, what do you want to call 44?
40.
40. Kiara, what do you want to call 212?
200.
Yes. Eric, what's 4 times 2?
8.
8. Class, how many zeros am I going to need on my answer?
3.
1, 2, 3 zeros. There you go. 8,000. Thumbs up? Mm-hmm. Turn the page. You can do the front. I love doing it in my head. What about y'all? Yeah, I love me some estimating. Number 18. Estimate 530 times 375. Is the estimated product closer to 150,000 or 200,000? So here's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to have to estimate this. So mark out 530. What are y'all thinking? Has 530 made it to the halfway mark yet?
No.
Where would the halfway mark be? 550. So that better just stay at 500. Don't you agree? Uh-huh. What about 375? Has that made it to the halfway mark yet?
Yes.
Yeah, it's actually bigger. So what do y'all want to call it? 400. Love it. I can tell y'all are catching on. Now draw your rainbow. What's 5 times 4, class? 20. So that's part of your answer. Am I done? What's lacking from my answer? Zeros. So let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. How come in my answer I have 5 zeros now? I thought y'all told me to count 4 zeros. Because why? 20 already had a 0 with it, didn't it? Yeah, totally agree. Okay, I'm not done. All I've done is the first sentence. Did we estimate that times that? Did we do that?
Yes.
So now we're on is. Get your pencil on is. Is the estimated product, that just means answer, is it closer to 150,000 or closer to 200,000? What do y'all think?
200,000.
It actually is 200,000, isn't it? Okay, there's your second answer. So you're just writing it 2 times. Number 19. Is 500 an underestimate or overestimate for the product of 12 and 53? So we've got to round these 2 numbers. And I'm going to be honest, I don't really want to round 12 to anything because I think you should know your 12s, okay? So I think 12 should stay as 12. But I think we should change 53 to something. What do y'all want 53 to go to? 50. So now if we did 12 times 5, now let's just chill for a minute, okay? Ms. Caulfield even does this. These are my cheating ways, okay? Some of the 12s I'm like, ooh, I gotta think a little bit on, so here's what I do. Watch, it's a cheat. I go back to my 11s. So instead of calling this 12 times 5, I'm gonna say 11 times 5. What is 11 times 5? 55, because those are easy. Then I'm gonna add 5 really quick. What's 55 plus 5? 60. There's your first answer. But I'm not done, because what have I got right here? What have I got? A 0. Why'd my answer end up with 2 zeros? Because 60 already had a 0, didn't it? Okay, so now here's the question. Would 500 be underestimate or overestimate? What do you think? Under. There's your answer. Number 20. Samuel needs to estimate the product of 23 and 395. Explain 2 different methods Samuel can use to estimate. Well, the first method we're going to use is rounding. So write round. And here's what we're going to do. So with the 23 right up here, I want you to take your pencil and I want you to underline the 2. And in the 395, I want you to underline the 3. Okay? We're going to round. So in 23, we're going to look next door. Does the 3 have enough power to push that 2 over? No. So what's my new number then? 20. Times. In the 395, does the 9 have enough power to push that 3 over? Yes. So what's my new number? 400. Now all I have to do right here, because it's got so many zeros, I love it, is do 2 times 4, which is 8. And let's count zeros. 1, 2, 3 zeros. Okay, that's one way. Now the next way they want you to do it is called compatible. Okay, write this. I wrote it on your, this is on your worksheet. Compatible. And I like this way too. They're basically saying something that you could do real quick in your head. So this is what I would do if I were you, and you're going to love this. 23, I love that it's 20, but guess what else it could become? 25. Now, you're thinking, what? I don't know my 25s in my head. Yes, you do. You know George Washington quarters. Let's count by 25s. 25, 50, 75, don't say $1, say 100. Are you tracking? So you do know your 25s. So instead of making this be 23, let's make it be 25 times, and let's keep 395 at 400. Now let's draw our rainbow from 25 to 4. And let's do what I just did. Let's count by 25s. Help me. 25, 50, 75, 100. There's your first answer. But we still have to count zeros. So I see a 0 here, and I see a 0 here. So how many more zeros do I need at the end? 2 more. And there's your final answer. Okay. So I'm begging you, begging. Anytime you get a chance to turn the number to 25, turn it to 25. Okay, that's a good answer.
I forgot what compatible was until I saw it.
Now you know what it means? Number 21.
I didn't remember.
I kind of rolled this up too high, but that's 10 to the third power. You can see that on your paper too. Okay, I don't want to roll it down. Rebecca said 10 to the third power is 30 because 10 plus 10 plus 10 is 30. Do you agree? Somebody tell me. What?
No.
Why? 10 plus 10 plus 10 is 230.
Because 10 to the third power is 1 with 3 zeros.
He's exactly right, isn't he? 10 to the third power is a 1 with 3 zeros, not 30. So do you agree? No. And I'm going to show you why. 10 to the third power isn't adding tens. It's actually multiplying tens. That's what 10 to the third power is. It's not adding, It's multiplying. And go one more step and put that equals 1,000, not 30. It's 1,000, not 30.
Yes.
Number 22. Abby counts 12 large boxes and 18 small boxes of pencils in the supply cabinet. Each large box contains 144 pencils. Each small box contains 24 pencils. Estimate the total number of pencils. Do, 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 do. That's important information. Ding, 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 ding. I heard another word in there. Please underline what I just underlined. I heard another word in there that's important information too. Total. I'm going to put a plus sign on top of total because that's what total means.
Oh, I know.
Total means to add. Okay, now I'm stopping right here on this sentence. There's still a whole lot more for us to do, but we got to do up here first, okay? What in the world are we adding? The total number of pencils. So this is what we've got in my cabinet over there. I've got a large box of pencils, actually 12 large boxes. I've got a smaller box of pencils, 18 of those, okay? So let's just deal with the large box. What do you want to do with this 12? What did I tell y'all to do? On 12s, what did I tell you to do? Oh, I haven't heard it yet. I told you to leave it because you know you're 12. So I think that should stay, okay? So we're just dealing with the large boxes. So get your pencil right here where it says each large box. Each large box contains how many pencils? Does that say right there? 144. So we've got to round that. What do y'all think 144 should be? 100. It hadn't made it to the halfway mark yet, has it? You know what somebody said last hour? Watch. This is what somebody said last hour. And I liked it, but I'm going to tell you why I don't think we should leave it that way. Because look what we'd have to do then. Because we left this the same. Do we know 12 times 15 in our head? I don't even know that in my head. So I don't think that should be 150. So what do y'all think we should change it to? 100. I agree. Please do this, Cooper.
And 12 times 12 equals 144, and right there's 144.
Yeah, but that's not it. You're right. I know what you're thinking, but that's not exactly what they're wanting us to do. So here we go. Let's multiply that. What would 12 times 1 get us? So easy. 12 with 2 zeros. So come over to the side and put that. And this is our large box of pencils. Holy cow, we have 1,200 pencils in the large boxes. Okay, now mark off large here. And mark off large here. Okay, we're done with that information. So what do we still need to deal with? What do we still need? The small boxes. How many small boxes do I have over there in my cabinet? 18. What do y'all want to round 18 to be? 20. I agree. Now come down here to where it says each small box. Do you see it?
Yes.
Yeah? Each small box contains 24 pencils. Ooh, who was listening to me a while ago? Who was listening to me a while ago? What did I say?
And when you have a chance to get 24, you can round up to 21.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Now this is going to be easy because all we have to do is 2 times 25. Think quarters, think George Washington's. 1 quarter would be 25 cents. What would 2 quarters be? 50 cents. With how many zeros were up here on this 20? 1. Come on, wake up. This is the small box. And what did it say to do? Hey, what did it say to do? Estimate the what?
Find the total.
The total. So add that up. Well, you should have got 1,000 what? 700. There's your first answer. And I'm putting a semicolon because I have 2 answers. Okay, we got to is your, find is your in your problem. Is your estimate an overestimate or an underestimate? Well, let's see. What in the world? I'm going to erase some of this so we can kind of look at it again. Did we change 12? No, we left it the same. What do we do to 18? Did we over or under? Over. Not by very much, though. What do we do to this? By a lot or a little bit? Quite a bit, a lot, under. Yeah. What do we do to 25? over, but just by a little bit. So don't you think that we're probably underestimated here because this is more, so there's your next answer, underestimate.
Total.
It's right under.
Under, yeah, put underestimate. But we have one more question. Okay, now we're on explain. Why would it be better to have an underestimate rather than an overestimate? Okay, now let's think about this. Last week, I think it was, or week before last, whenever we were going to go on a field trip and I was going to call the bus barn and I wanted to make sure I had enough places on the bus. Do you remember this? Y'all all agreed that I should have more seats on the bus than under. And then we had like a little, fun thing that said, what if we had a pizza party? And remember I said it would probably be better if I overestimated the amount of pizza, okay? This is a different situation. I've got a cabinet over there, and I've got 1,700 pencils I've got to put in that cabinet. Do you think it would be better if I overestimated the amount of pencils or underestimated the amount of pencils to go in my cabinet? Why under? Yeah, it's about room, isn't it? There's your answer. So you know you have enough room. Did you write what I just told you to write? What? ENOUGH. Number 23. Susan used rounding to estimate 24 times 413, and she found 20 times 400. Jeremy used compatible numbers and changed. Okay, so look. Okay, watch. All eyes up here. Here's the original number. Look what Susan did. She changed 24 to 20. Do you like her idea? Yeah? She changed 413 to 400. Do you like her idea?
Yeah.
Love it. Here's Jeremy. Look what Jeremy did. He changed 24 to 25. I like Jeremy better. He changed 413 to 400. Do you like it?
Yeah.
So here's the question. Whose method gives an estimate closer to the, what does this say? Actual product. How would we find the actual product? What do we have to do, Eric? How do you find the actual number? The actual products? Tell me what to do.
24 times.
Yeah, we're going to have to work it out. So 413 goes on top and 24 goes on bottom, just like this. Come on, Kiara, write this.
There's a way.
Now, we haven't done this in 5th grade yet here, so let's refresh your memory. We're on 4. Help me. 4 times 3 is 12. Carry a 1. 4 times 1 is 4, plus that 1 is 5. 4 times 4 is 16. Now watch what I want you to do. Take your eraser. I want you to get rid of that carry. Then I want you to mark out this 4 because we're done with that 4. Then I want you to put a placeholder 0 right there under that 2. Now we're ready to come up here and multiply by 2 here. Okay, shake your head if this is kind of making sense, that you remember some of this. Okay, 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 1 is 2. And what's 2 times 4? 8. Now let's add this up. Okay, Kiara, are you doing this? Because it doesn't look like it. 2 plus 0 is 2. What's 6 and 5? 11. Carry a 1. 6 plus 1 is 7, plus 2 more is 9, and 8 plus 1 is 9. So that's the actual product. In fact, I'm going to come out to the side and put AP. That's the actual product. Now, we got to compare Susan's to Jeremy's. So let's see what Susan got, okay? All eyes up here. Susan changed 24 to 20, like it. 413 to 400. I like it. When you multiply 4 times 2, what's she going to get right there? 8 with 1, 2, 3 zeros. Okay, what's our actual product? What's our AP? Hey, what's our actual product? 9,912. What's Susan's product?
8,000.
Seems a little low to me. Y'all think so? Seems a little low. Now we're on Jeremy. Draw your rainbow from 25 to 4. Let's count by 25s. 25, 50, 75, don't say $1, 100, there's 100. And now we gotta count zeros. Why aren't you writing this? Oh my goodness. 2 zeros. Go right there. What'd Jeremy get?
10,000.
10,000. What's our AP, our actual product? So raise your hand if you're voting for Susan. Poor Susan. You like Susan's better? You think Susan's is closer to the actual product? 'Cause I don't agree with that. Raise your hand if you're voting for Susan. Ha ha, tricked y'all. Ha ha. Raise your hand if you're voting for Jeremy. I agree. There's your answer. Jeremy's is closer to the actual product, isn't it? Go Jeremy. Go Jeremy. Go Jeremy. I have a nephew named Jeremy. I like Jeremy's. Number 24. Lance has 102 packages of sports cards. Each packet has 28 cards. Use rounding. Underline that word, rounding. So on 102, underline the 1. On 28, underline the 2. So Eric, is that 0 gonna have enough power to push that 1 over, young man? He says nada, so that's gonna become what? 100. Colin, on 28, does 8 have enough power to push that 2 over?
Yeah.
What's your new number then? 30. So now all we have to do is multiply 3 times 1, which would be 3, with how many zeros? 1, 2, 3, 0. What's your answer then? C, 3,000. Okay, I'm going to let you do number 25, but you need to pay attention. Look what you're picking. You're picking the answer that is not the right answer. That means 3 are good answers. 1 is not a good answer. Are you tracking with me? Okay, not the one that is, the one that's not. Okay, I'm going to make practice buddy 3-1 that I gave you yesterday. I'm going to make that be due on Monday because you have a lot of time in class right now to finish this paper, and this paper is so easy. Then you have time to go and do your practice buddy from yesterday. Okay, go.
Can you pick up our finish tomorrow?
No, but you can.